Yeah.
I want to just thank everyone for taking the time out of their day to tune in, and please take the time out to like, share, and comment and subscribe. I know your
Mhm.
time's precious, and so I don't want to drag it on. So we're going to get to right to the information that we have to share. I know that your time is valuable, and I hope anything that my guests can share with you will bring value and joy and inspiration to your life. Today, I want to introduce to you what I call her as Pebbles, but she is the owner of Reyarpsorl.
Mhm.
Miss Pebbles, how are you
Mhm.
doing
Oh, fabulous.
today? Now, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Fourth generation hairstylist. I've been working or assisting or doing something to run, go get it, come back with it person in the salon since I've been 9 years old.
Wow.
Um, and I travel a lot. I've always traveled a lot. I'm a ex-military brat. So I've got to see the country while I was living with my parents. And then after I got grown, I found a love for traveling to different countries.
Okay.
And I have a son, a grown son, and I have two foster children. So I do foster care too.
Beautiful, beautiful. We need more people like you in
Oh,
that
thank
field
you.
of the foster care, yes. So,
Mhm.
what prompted you to start your own business?
Originally, I was not gonna work in my own business. I had a whole different plan in mind growing up, and I knew. Well, at first I thought, okay, I'm gonna grow up, get married, be a housewife, work out all day, and do that type of thing.
Yeah.
That was not my life. And then I started working, and it dawned on me that I'm gonna have to work and take care of myself and my child. And then I started working I was working in corporate America. I was a court reporter. I didn't like what was going on. I couldn't type and not have the emotion after I saw what was going on. It was just too much for me.
Yes.
And my background was in the beauty industry. So I decided to go on and give that a shot. And I worked in, I'd say about three salons, and I noticed a common trend. And I thought it was the oddest thing I ever seen. The professionalism was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even with on an owner level. It was like you would go cash your check, the check would bounce. You would, I mean, all kind of
Yeah.
strange was
Yeah.
happening. So I started dreaming and visualizing having my own salon and what that would look like the best of every salon I had been in. If I could put all that and comprise it into a unit. And then I opened up my first salon,
Okay.
and I was like so excited. It was huge. I bit off a lot more than I could chew, but I
Okay.
didn't know because I wanted it to be the best, the
Yes.
greatest, the nicest, the neatest thing for my community. And I
Yeah.
wanted to be all encompassing. I didn't, because I had worked at a salon where they would turn away certain people.
Yeah.
And I thought about it because I did a lot of research. I went to substituted different beauty schools, and I surmised that um, we could do everybody's hair. So I was like, why are we turning away people? I mean, if
Yeah.
you know how to do our hair, you can do everybody's hair.
Yeah.
So I said, in this salon, my salon, you are not going to turn away anybody. We're going to do everybody. Anybody that walks through that door, we can do them.
Yes.
And so that was the whole concept. But I had a lot of stuff I did not know. I didn't know the landlords would take your money, wouldn't fix anything inside your establishment. I didn't. There was a lot of stuff I just did not know.
Yes.
So the first salon was a flop, and everybody kept telling me to give up. But
Oh,
I visualized a new place where I've been now for about 21 years now.
yeah.
And I said, you know what? I got a place where I could afford to pay the rent myself. And I got a place where I knew if something went wrong, I would fix it. I would, of
Yeah.
course, go to the landlord because it's your responsibility, but I wouldn't give up at that. I would just go on and put some money behind it and make it work. And so I figured once I could get the foundation of work, then I would work on the employees or, you know, subcontracting versus having employees and paying them hourly or
Yeah.
commission. And so I had to, you know, first I had to get the baseline fixed.
Yes.
And then, believe it, now here we are, and I'm still trying to get the employee thing fixed, you know.
Yeah.
So I think I just about cracked that nut. So excited.
But you know, when you said the first one was a flop, you can't think of it that way because it's a learning experience. You know, you learned what not to do and you're still learning. So this is like
Mhm.
a journey, you know, that we're all on, as well as, you know, myself and yourself, of what best practices work at trial and error. So, you know how somebody act like they all got it right or they all got it, but we really don't. We're still learning. So no, it wasn't a
I
flop.
think
It
it was
was
a flop because I didn't know the people. Like,
all
for instance, to give you a big instance, like I had been doing platform work prior to that. I had been teaching in the beauty schools prior to that. And I was bringing in like world renowned artists to train my
okay.
staff. And
Okay.
at some point, I would have thought they would have been grateful, excited, or something. Well, like I brought in one to demonstrate on nails, so everybody in the salon would know how to do nails. And this girl was bad. She was good. And I had been knowing her a while. We did the circuits
Yeah.
together, and two of the
Okay.
stylists robbed her.
Wow. That's so
That
sad.
lady went to
That's so
leave, and all her nail stuff was gone. And I had no idea
wow.
who did. I mean, and it was like I would get artists to come in there, and that's what the stylists would do. That's the behavior they would exhibit.
Wow. It's just
So
integrity, you know? Wow.
exactly. And like I would take the whole staff to Atlanta to the hair show, pay for
Mhm.
all their classes. Because I mean sometimes I would get them straight out of beauty school. They
Okay.
literally they looked nice. They presented well, but they couldn't do no hair.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
no lie. Your hair would fall out in the sink if they said. So I said, okay, we're not gonna be damaging people here. I'm gonna take everybody to the hair show. Not just me.
Yeah.
I rented a van, packed everybody up, went down there, and they were still in at the hair show.
Man.
So I didn't know the behavior of the people. I assumed that they were similar to me,
Yeah.
and you know, the way they
That
would act.
everybody would be like,
Like me at all remotely. They exhibited some very
wow.
challenging behavior to overcome.
Oh, wow. So my next question would be, how did you get started? But you kind of touched on that in getting your salon. How did you get started? Because you said that you were first working for Corey, and then you had a plan and opened up the biggest salon and whatnot. But can you build on how you got started?
Yes, I have a lot of friends, and I called in every favor. I do a lot of favors. One of the things that I've always been guilty of, and people that know me know it, I will give you the shirt off my back and walk away and won't ask you for nothing. I mean, it like one girlfriend that actually helped me. She couldn't get her kids back and forth to school. I packed all her children up and drove them all the way to the west side and dropped them off every morning. I didn't have anyone go at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I dropped her kids off so she
Yeah.
could go and work at, you know, go to work and make it on
Yeah.
time. And then she made sure they got home. I did that
Yeah.
for a year.
Wow.
So
Oh.
all the people I called in favors, I had done stuff for them for years. And then so when I called in a favor, I don't know if it was love or guilt, but all of them
But you
got
got
so much
it.
better. So I got like a marble shampoo bowl,
Wow.
you know, shampoo area in that salon. I
Okay.
got pergo floors when people didn't even have pergo floors.
Wow.
I mean, the salon was gorgeous, but
Wow.
a lot of that stuff I did not pay for. I called in favor.
Oh,
I
a
called in
blessing.
every favor I could, even to all the permits. I called a person I knew while they were in engineering school, and I used to help them with their. Well, I used to do their homework. It
Yeah.
was like, how you doing your homework? I said, well, when I was in school, I made straight A's. You know, I'm like, you know, but
Okay.
that's how I got it. They did all my plans, you know, for the city, the
Yes.
schematics and everything.
Yes.
So everything went through even to the state board level. You know, my girlfriend that I had called told us they was hiring.
Mhm.
Now she actually was doing something with her life. And I was like, girl, I
See,
got you.
see what it's
This
coming
is
around back.
She's like,
Yeah.
oh, don't worry about it. I'll make the corrections. You got it.
Oh, wow.
So I
See,
called in
it
a
was
lot of
meant.
fake.
Everything that where you're at now, everything that led you up to here, everything was meant to happen. See,
Mhm.
yeah, it
It
was
was a
meant.
push.
Yes.
It was a
Now,
definite push.
what was your biggest adversity in in this journey of being a salon owner, and how did you overcome it? And what were your greatest joys?
The first and the biggest and a constant adversity is called how can I phrase this? It would be called backbiting, gossiping,
Mhm.
lying, spreading rumors.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time with that because people, if their feelings get hurt, they can't handle it and process it. And everybody wasn't taught as a child, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it, or think
Yeah.
5 times before you speak.
Yeah.
And people will be mad. Women will be mad for 10 seconds, spread 200 rumors, and then be your friend the next day.
Yes.
So that was a real big problem. That was a real big problem. It created tension in the salon. It created tension out the salon. It just caused a lot of unnecessary problems. And it was just trying to
Yeah.
teach them, guess what? We're here to work. This is actually a job. Save all that, get mad, throw something at your house with your friends and your husband, not at work. That's not work behavior. We're not
Yeah.
toddlers, you know. Stuff
Some
like
of us
that,
forget.
because
Yeah.
a lot of them have a lot of the experiences I have had. Not
Okay.
a lot of silence, but a lot of the experiences I had was with women who were functioning and behaving like a toddler.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? What you looking at me for? Really?
Yeah.
This whole argument,
Wow.
you tore up my dryer chair because somebody looked at you? I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, let me get myself together before I speak. Because I can't believe y'all just fought.
Yeah. Yeah, that
You
it's
know,
easy to get drug into that too. Yeah.
yeah, it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit
So
to,
how'd you overcome things like that?
well, I fired 3 staffs.
Like get
As
rid of.
soon as I saw any inkling of a behavior that you were cuckoo with Cocoa Puffs, I was like, okay, if you can't control yourself, you got to go. So I would give them a verbal warning.
Yes.
Then I would give them a written warning, usually in the form of a text message, like, okay, now we can't have that behavior.
Yeah.
Then the third time, I would politely ask them to leave.
Yeah.
Usually I would have to call the police because they wouldn't just leave on their own. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
you have such a
Yes.
hard time, let's just leave.
Wow. That's not a good look for them. It's just not,
Mm.
it's just bow out gracefully. You know.
But now that I've gone through that phase, my answer to everything now is I try to lead by example. So when I come in, I speak
Yes.
to everybody. And then
Mm-hmm.
I go to my private booth and I
Yeah.
section everything off because I realize now some women don't play well with others. They need to be by themselves with their clients. And then I
Yes.
go back to my room with my client. And when I come back out, if I see somebody in a room or if it sounds like something, they're discussing
Oh.
something that might cause a problem later, I politely go in and say, oh, I think your client's dryer is off. You want to go back to your room? Take your little gossiping butt on back over there. I'm pretty sure she said that to you. She meant to just tell it to you, not the whole salon.
Yes.
And then I try to stay out of their business as much as possible. And then when they call with any extreme drama, I stop them and
Yes.
redirect them and tell them maybe they should be calling a friend and not the owner of the salon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say because that sounds like a personal problem. Usually you don't call the owner. I mean, when you call the owner of McDonald's to tell them that you got athlete's foot. I think he just wants you to collect the money at the drive-through window, sweetie.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and keep
I
it
had
moving.
to present it to them a little differently. That
Yeah,
I'm friendly, but I'm not your friend. Call
yeah,
your friend for that.
yes,
And let's keep this
exactly.
business, all business.
Yes, yes,
And I don't
yeah,
need to know if you don't have a sitter. I just need to see you at work.
yes.
You know, you resolve adult problems in an adult
Absolutely.
manner, and then we'll meet together as equals at work.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to tell you my personal business, and I really don't need to know yours. Because sometimes
Yes,
people tell you
yes,
stuff that change your opinion on them as a human being. But as long as I don't know
yes.
that,
Some
I
good,
can't
some bad.
judge you based on that.
Yeah, because you don't
And
know the
that's
whole.
exactly. I've been able to keep one girl for about 11 years now. But I
Wow.
honestly, anytime she tried to tell me something, I stop
Yeah,
instantly. And the
yeah.
other girl, she's been there about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's still a work in progress, and but I do every time she come to tell me something, I try to stop her.
Okay,
Whether it's via text, if she texting me something personal, I'll stop and call her,
okay.
and then I skip past all the personal issues and ask her what's the nature of the business, what's the business part of this,
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe
and
they
then
look
I
at you
remind
as that
her.
mother figure.
Yeah, but all these people are older than me.
Oh my God. Oh.
They're not in my age, girl. They way older than I am. I'm always having people older than I am. I never tell them how old I am, but I'm like, honey, you're my mom's age. To myself, I'm thinking, why is your life in such an uproar, honey? Well, it's
I'm over here picturing young girls like in their 20s, you know, they're
no. When I did have youngers originally. Those were the ones that was robbing everybody. I mean, I took
oh,
them to the hair show. They came back with bags and stuff, and I'm like,
look what we got.
yeah, look at what we got. I'm like, we going to jail. I can't take you nowhere.
Oh
So
my
my
goodness.
famous joke to the staff I got now, some of my best friends are thieves.
Oh my God.
Keep them away from everybody.
So what has been your greatest joys in this business?
Oh my goodness. One of my greatest joys. Oh God, I just said the bad part of her, but I'm gonna say the good part of her. I got a girl who, for some strange reason, high school diploma, could not
Mm-hmm.
even write her name, could not add or subtract, but recognize numbers.
Oh, okay.
I got her. She went all through beauty school, never could pass the state board test, but I used to be an instructor, so I taught her how to pass the test.
Okay.
And she did it just by memorizing everything. I'm like, you don't have to read. All you got to do is memorize this.
Yeah.
And you got it. And she passed the test by the grace of God and taught her how to do color. And just seeing her go from staying in the bandos with her 5 kids,
Oh.
children's services always picking them up, and she got to go through all these parenting classes and stuff to
Yeah.
get her kids back, to having her own place, getting married to a guy I introduced her to at a hair
Oh.
show that she would never talk to, because she always, for some reason, she liked guys that look like they just got out of jail.
One of those.
Yeah, and this guy was really trying to talk to her, and I glanced at him, and my friends always said I had good luck with being able to, pick a guy.
Yeah.
I looked at him, and I said, that's the guy you should be talking to. He was a superintendent at a school system in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
And
Oh.
they ended up getting married, and she had 2 more kids by him. She already had the slew of kids that she had.
Yeah.
But just seeing her be able to do the color, understand the techniques, meeting a great person, and her whole life just changing.
Wow.
Because she could always meet a guy. She was gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. But she just was a little,
Met the wrong. Yeah.
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 But
It's good to see growth like that, being a mentor and
yeah.
helping, and then see them flourish and flower, and it's just no better feeling, to
But
make
she
someone
was
else's
one
life
of
better.
the people that society say is a throwaway person that'll
Oh,
never make it, be in the projects,
yeah.
homeless, that person. And she's not, because we
Wow.
don't throw away people. We help.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
it's
we
the
do.
job of somebody that know better to uplift the next person.
Yes, yes. So she'll
And so,
hopefully she's done the same thing with someone else. What you've done for her, she's paying it forward to someone else.
I
So
hope so.
yeah.
That would be nice. Yeah. So that was
Mhm.
the joy, and just meeting people like that. Because every now and again, I'll run across a person that I help that's grateful and that actually utilizes the information and the knowledge and
Wow.
change their life. Their whole life changes. I had
Yeah.
another one. I found out she was on Tabitha Takeover. She ended up selling a salon here and moved to California. She used to
Hmm.
be my student.
Oh.
And I swear, little girl had the most mouth I ever. And then when I became the teacher, I said, look, 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 look. We're not gonna have that. You're gonna be professional because this is a professional field. Let's give
Yes.
it the dignity it deserves. We're doing senators here, doctors here. They need our Black people that are professional need somewhere to go. They don't want to be in
Yeah.
here cat fighting while your hairstylists having a cat fight over their head. Come on, let's
Hmm.
go. And she really pulled her life together. She
Wow.
really, really, and when she moved to California, she came back. I never even thought about it. It told me it was me.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
serious? He was like, yeah. You told me to stop dating them drug dealing guys, to get on my own 2 feet and take care of my kids. And I said, did I say all that? She was like, yeah. So,
Oh, see, it's struck with them.
she really got her life together.
Oh,
She
wow.
really got her life
Now,
together.
how do you juggle your family life, your business, and many of the other things that you do? And the key word is juggle. How do you
Um,
do it all?
one of the reasons too why I left, um, from being a court reporter, stenographer, is because my son
Mhm.
was sickly. He had bronchial
Okay.
asthma, and every time I touched him
Oh,
around,
now he's
yeah, he was so sick.
so, oh, good.
Then they were giving him all this medicine. It seemed like the medicine had him lethargic. It was just a lot. And then they said he had ADD. I was like, yeah, he is a little all over. But I decided, because remember my upbringing, my father actually trained me to be a wife.
Okay.
The whole job thing came when I met my mother. And she was like,
Okay.
you have to work. Like flat out. You ain't with a rainbow guy to come on a horse. You better just drop that knowledge and get you a job.
Mm-hmm.
But my training from birth until I was 16 was wife. So I thought about it and I said, this ain't my role. And I came out and I had to get a job where I could have my son with me 24 hours a day. I had to have my children with me.
Yes.
And so I thought about it. And my mom always said, if you train that little monster, you could take him with you. He used to be a monster. But I was taking them to daycares, sitters, and they just wanted their money.
Yeah, they didn't care.
No, I didn't care. They didn't love them. And
Yes.
I loved them. So um, that's how I ended up juggling. The experiment was my son, who's what, 34, 35 now. He was the experiment and it happened to work.
A
But I
successful
took him to work
experiment.
with me. I took him
Yeah.
to work with me and I trained him. You can't be jumping on the styling chairs and jumping from the bar stool to this isn't a gym. And I put work in front of him. The work wasn't in schoolwork, but it was the ledger for the salon. Count all this stuff since they say you can't do man. Count all of it and log it in here since they say your handwriting is atrocious. You're going to log it in here and I better be able to read it. And guess what?
Uh-huh.
At the end of the week, you get a paycheck. He was
Oh,
9 years old. All of a sudden, he could read and write. Like, I get
where
$3
did you get
an
money?
hour. I only paid him $3 an hour, girl. I was a horrible parent. No employer. He got $3, but he was so happy at dying to get that $3 an hour. He was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
he didn't know. He didn't
no,
know
he didn't
then.
know." He was the richest 9-year-old ever. He over there talking, "Can I
Yeah.
buy more pants?" I guess you ain't got no bills. Yeah, you
No,
can buy more pants.
yeah.
So that's how that started. I
Okay.
experimented with him. He started making straight A's.
Wow.
Um, he graduated from MUI of straight A's, honor student. Went on to high school, straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got all kind of awards and scholarships and stuff. And he still played football and still played the
Okay.
bass clarinet.
Okay.
So all that was me taking him up to that salon, go over there in that area, practice your clarinet. And if something sounded
Wonderful.
crazy, I couldn't read sheet music. But if he was telling me, I said, that's not the note. That's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Get it right. ruin it for my client. Consequently, we end up having a quartet at one point in the salon because him and his little friends was practicing. And people put money in their little hat, and he thought he was gonna be rich. Then he was like, "Oh, I'm making money from playing this."
Yes.
So I just even now with my foster kids, I take them everywhere I go, and I look at it like this: I shouldn't be doing anything that I can't take you anyway. What am I doing? What's so private? Am I doing something that's disrespectful or unbecoming to a lady? What am I doing?
Yeah.
So I take them everywhere, and then I train them. I call it on-the-job training on proper behavior. No, we're not going to yell in the store. You're at my job. If a client come in, you don't yell. You walk her all the way to the back. What it does is when they get a job at 16, which happened to my son, they go in with any typical job they'll give a 16-year-old, mopping. And he became a supervisor at Giant Eagle.
Oh, wow.
In the meat department. And he was like 17.
Wow.
He became a supervisor at Geauga Lake. And at the time, he was like 15 and a half.
Wow.
Because he knew how to do the books. He knew how to talk to customers.
From the salon.
He had excellent customer service skills.
Oh,
and
wow.
as he got older, I let him manage the salon. So he learned personnel skills to deal with people that are, defiant or a little combative in a way that calms them down.
Okay.
And helps them be able to understand. This is my famous line. My son has stolen it. I stole it though from my father. So hey, he probably stole it from someone. Which is at a certain point, it can't be everybody, baby. You got to look at the person in the mirror, because everywhere you go, you take you with you. So if you went from that salon, they wanted you to leave. You went to this salon, they wanted you to leave. And now you here.
Yeah.
It might not be the girl at the station right next to you. Let's evaluate what your part. Let's take ownership, because everywhere you go, you take you with you.
That's right. That's right. That is so true.
And that was the motto.
Okay. So how do you deal with distractions and stay on task?
I learned a technique from Hubbard. It's a Church of Scientology technique I learned. And it's this. I didn't learn much there, but I learned that. You put order to chaos, and the universe will keep giving you chaos, but you have to keep putting order to it, and eventually you will bring about order. The whole universe will switch around and bring order into your life. But where there's chaos, you got to keep putting order to it. So what that meant to me is when stuff was going haywire, or like say, I would get home and my God, the house would be a hot mess. I would have worked all day. I got to sit down and do the homework with the kids. I had to figure out how to put order to that.
Yes.
And then whatever solution, I would brainstorm or write stuff down. And then I'd do my quiet time in the morning for an hour. And I would figure out a way. In the words of my mom, you better figure out a way when there's no way in sight. And then my father would put it like this. He would say, you should be able to spot dry land through a muddy puddle of water.
These are words of wisdom. You're dropping jewels over here.
So that's what I had to do. I don't care if the puddle was muddy and up to my knees. I had to be able to spot the dry land so I didn't fall in the sinkhole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's how I did it.
Wow. So I know we're running out of time now, because we can talk all day. But how has this pandemic affected your business, if it has at all? And what have you done to
well, my shocker was when they closed down the salons for those months.
Yeah.
That was a shocker. But I was trained by an old hairstylist, God rest her soul. Diana trained the mess out of me. And as a booth renter, what she told me, and I always, even though I was a salon owner, I always treated myself like a booth renter. And she said, you save money to float your situation in the winter. You're always going to have your regular. But all those walk-ins you get, that they'll never get their hair done until spring, and then all the way to school start. You can't count on that money. Because you make most of your money from that time, but in the winter it get lean. But you still have all the stuff that you had, before it got lean. She was like, you got to put that money up. You can't just spend it all. You got to save it. So when that came, I had my savings that I hadn't used that was supposed to carry me through the whole winter. So I had enough to last me 6 months. And by golly, they tried me because they was like, we're going to get 4 months out of you. I was like, if it ain't over with, I'm going to get a regular job. Let me start calling some authorities and let them know I can do depositions. Pulled out my old stenography machine. I said, this thing's so old, they probably got all kind of new stuff now. But that's what I was thinking. But I shot that prayer up. And when I tell you, I serve the Lord that answer prayers immediately. Ain't no strange ways. That stuff happened right now, right here. Bam, it's done. Say it is done.
Yes.
So I shot up a prayer and I was like, I only got 2 more months of money, or somebody's Mercedes gonna be repossessed. Like, you need to open up the salons right now. The next morning they was like, the salons can reopen. I said, praise God. God is good.
Yes, ma'am.
So the salons opened back up, and then I didn't know what was gonna happen. I had to beg the stylist to come back. That was difficult because everybody was afraid.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to be COVID friendly. I had no idea what that would look like.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of research, and I started checking out salons that were remodeling and doing different stuff. Then I ain't had no money. And I stepped out on faith and did another one of prayer sessions all night, all day, lamenting, like, we got to do something or these girls going to bounce. They're going to leave. They scared. They're older. They're the target audience. Now we know everybody is. But back then they were saying these group of women. And I applied for a grant. Now, up until now, I could never get one. I don't care if I had an 800 credit score. They'd be like, you do not qualify for X, Y, and Z, unstable income, whatever they. I was like, y'all tripping. I actually got approved, but when I applied for it, I shot up a prayer because I was like, what I do, it affects their livelihood, their children, their grandchildren. I can't let them down.
Yeah.
I got it. It's not just for me. It's for the whole unit.
Yeah.
And I prayed for everybody, and I got it. And then I started implementing private booths, which was my background. I came from Christina's Hair Weaving Academy, and she had private rooms back then. And I did that again. I was like, we're going back. And then it helped with the staff, because, you got these people that don't play well with others. Let's separate everybody. I was separated between the dryers. I'm like, we're going to get it together here. And that did it. The clients started coming in because they weren't fearful. Because once they came in and saw it, they went back and told everybody.
Yeah.
If you do a daughter, you do the mother, the aunt, the cousin,
grandma,
her friends. You get the whole family. So all you need is one that don't care. Ain't gonna wear no mask. You gotta make them wear a mask to come in and be like, oh girl, everybody that got on a mask. They got hand sanitizer everywhere. They got division between the dryer.
Yeah.
And that word of mouth. And it traveled. And that did it. And now I got stylists actually calling me, wanting to come over to the salon and work. I had one coming today. She said, and I swear I've been knowing this girl since beauty school. She never wanted to work for me. She came in there today and she was like, I heard that you got this COVID friendly and stuff. I've been in the house since they shut the salons down. I don't want to go back to where I was at. I said, come on in.
Yeah.
I showed her the little room, showed her the one area, the employee bathroom, because I separated because people were afraid. The client got COVID and she in the bathroom. Okay, now y'all got your own bathroom. Gave everybody thermometer so you can take the people's temperature. We provided. And when she started, she said, I'm gonna get back to you. How much is the booth run? I told her. She was like, all right, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'll be back. I'm gonna call you. I said, okay, call me.
Wow.
And I got people, barbers calling me now. So I've been blessed. The remodel. My dad always said you had to reinvent yourself for the current time. And
Yes.
I took that advice that he told me. I didn't understand what he meant as a child, but he used to say it every time we moved to a different location. And I'd be like, I want to go to school. I always speak the language. He used to be like, you got to reinvent yourself for the time that you're dealing with.
Yep.
And so
Yes.
that's what I used that information in. And I said, we got to reinvent the salon.
Because it's a new time.
This is a new time. This is COVID. We got to protect ourselves, our children,
Yes.
and everybody around us. So I got my little girls. Here's some Clorox spray. Here's some wipes. Every time somebody comes through the door, wipe it.
Paying
The other
$3
one,
an hour.
I'm like, you want it? Yep, I actually do pay them $3 an hour. I'm a horrible employer, right? I'm like, $3 an hour. They kids.
Hey.
What you do with the money anyway? You don't have no bills. But they happy to get that $3.
Yeah.
They be tickled. They like $3 an hour.
Wow. How can people find you? Address, your hours, any cell phones you want to give, and are you hiring?
Okay, I am at Reyarpsorl's Beauty Salon, which is the Lord's Prayer spelled backwards. Reyarpsorl's. I'm on the corner of Harvard and Warrensville, across the street from Cleveland Clinic Hospital. The address is 20119 Harvard Avenue, Warrensville Heights, Ohio, on the corner of Warrensville and Harvard, Warrensville Center Road and Harvard Avenue. The salon number is 216-751-2815. So that's 20119 Harvard Avenue, Warrensville Heights, Ohio. And my number is 216-751-2815. And am I hiring? Yes, you got to get down here. We are hiring every yard shows looking for massage therapists, hairstylists, barbers. If you know someone that wants a good, safe place to work in a very comfortable environment where it's peaceful and, higher reigns supreme. We stopped in Enos before, and great income. Salon open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. and you can stay as late as 11 p.m. Reyarpsorl's Beauty Salon. We've
Yes.
been around since 1969. So we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. I'm raising 2 little girls. One of them seems like she want to do nails. She's pretty good. She's 13. And you need to come on down here. We'll still be around even past me. We'll be here. So come on, if you need a home, this is it. This is it. You're here for that. And if you're a client and you want the baddest hairstylist here in Cleveland for a good, reasonable price, you just met the right salon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to thank you, Miss Pebbles, for taking the time out of your day to speak with me and our viewers. I appreciate it so much. You have dropped lots of jewels that just personally for me to go back and live by and think about. And I pray that, that your inspiration that you have given us gives a good ear to our listeners and brings value to their lives. If anybody is interested, please check out Reyarpsorl. That is the Lord's Prayer at the corner of Warrensville Center Road and Harvard in Warrensville Heights, Ohio. I'll put a link on her contact information, address again, and please share, like, and comment and subscribe.
Oh, okay.